Hey everyone, so this is the Credit Guy. So I'm back with another video. Today's video we're going to discuss credit card utilization. Now, if you don't know, please keep in mind that your credit report is based off of 5 factors. One of 5 factors is your credit card utilization. That means 30% of your score is based off how well you do with your credit cards, how well you are spending those limits, right? So if you have a 500 credit score or you have a 700 credit score, 30% of that score is based off how well you do with your credit card utilization. So the first goal is, right, your first goal, to keep your credit card's usage under 30%. So that means if you have a $300 limit on your card, you want to spend no more than $90. If you have a $1,000 limit, you want to spend no more than $300. Now, although that doesn't sound a lot, it's definitely very crucial to the lender. So just keep in mind that it may seem like, oh, well, they gave me a $300 limit, but I could only spend $90. But yeah, but you know, if you keep spending that $90 and keep making that usage low, they'll give you more money to spend, right? So 30% is good. Now, 10% usage is even better. So, however, wait, before I get into 6% is even better. Excuse me. 30% is good. 10% is great, 6% is ideal. So if you have credit cards, if you can keep those usages under 6%, it's even better. However, lenders won't fault you if you have your usage under 30%. So those are, you know, some key factors in your credit card usage. Now, also, if you are someone who has multiple credit cards, each credit card should be under 30%. It shouldn't be that one credit card is maxed out and then, you know, you have other credit cards that are 0%, because that one credit card that's maxed out can get you denied. They want to see each credit card usage under 30% as well as the overall usage. So if you have one credit card that's maxed out and the other one's at 0, your overall usage may be at 10%. However, when lenders pull it, they're not going to calculate, oh, well, that's that. No, they see that one credit card is maxed out, they can deny you. So each credit card should be under 30% on each credit card. Each credit card is under 30%. Now, also, it's not on here, but how many credit cards is ideal? You want to have at least one credit card. I see all the time people like, oh, wow, you know, credit cards is scary. I don't want to do that. I don't want a credit card. However, if the goal is to get a high credit score, if you want to have a 700 or even 600 or 800, whatever your goal is, you need at least one credit card. Now, I personally recommend at least having 2 or 3 credit cards, which means it'll give you more revolving credit. So keep in mind that, you know, you have major factors that goes into your credit score. One of the things is having a mixture of accounts. Your credit cards will give you that revolving of credit, while installment accounts like your car payments and things like that will give you installments. So definitely have at least 2 or 3 credit cards. Now, they don't have to be made, you know, big limits, 20, 30,000. If you want those, good. But you can have a few smaller ones just to boost your credit up, right? So definitely keep your usage under 30%. Have 1 or 2, at least 2 or 3 credit cards. Now, also, paying before the due date, as well as paying more than the minimum balance. Sometimes I have people where they're like, oh, I paid the date, I paid the bill on the due date, but it hit my report as late, or I got a late fee, or things like that. Now, I always say pay a few days before, only because if you make a payment on that due date and not know that closing time, where that shut-off time is, you may accumulate a late fee. Then you accumulate a late fee, then you won't want to pay a late fee, and then was a late payment, so now it's hurting your score when all that can be avoided, right? So definitely pay your bills before the due date to give you that time. Now, also, paying more than the minimum balance. Paying more than the minimum balance will save you money in regards to your interest. So you have a credit card that accumulates interest every month. Whatever that balance is monthly, you're going to accumulate interest. So when you pay the minimum balance, that means you are paying money towards the interest rate, then you're paying money towards the principal. But if you pay more money will go to the principal, and it's, you know, some will still go to the interest rate, which means you're knocking down the principal balance as well. So definitely pay more than a minimum balance to get that usage down as quick as possible. So the next thing would be your statement closing date. Most people don't really recognize it, or don't really care, or don't really understand it. I actually don't really care. They don't really understand this statement closing date because it's not really taught to us, right? So they give you the credit card. They tell you, oh, well, just pay this. Make sure it's due before the due date, right? But keep in mind you have your statement closing date. So you have your due date. Let's say, for instance, your due date is due every 10th of the month. Now, use between that 10th and about 7 days after that is going to be your statement closing date. So whatever the balance is on this statement closing date is what's reported to the credit bureaus. So say, for instance, you pay your bill on the 10th, right? You paid your bill on the 10th, but you use your card on the 13th. Now, whatever that statement closing date, maybe it be the 16th. So whatever that balance is on the 16th is going to be reported, not what you paid on the 10th. So you definitely want to keep in mind, this is a very important date, that statement closing date, because most people will pay that bill on the 10th, then use the card again, and then wonder why next month the score dropped because that usage have affected the statement closing date. So definitely keep in mind your statement closing date is very important. Definitely look at your statement. It will help you to know what's being reported to the credit bureaus that next month. So all of this, your credit card usage, 30%, how many credit cards you have, how low the usage is on all the cards, your payment due date, your statement closing date, everything in regards to your credit cards is what lenders look at. It looks at your lenders, they look at, your credit worthiness. And it's not saying you are a bad person, but keep in mind, when you apply for something, you was apply for maybe another credit card or a car. When you apply for something, they don't know your background, they don't know your history, you might have lost a job, you may have, whatever the case may be, they don't know that. The only thing they know is you apply for this credit, this is your credit report, and they see, oh, well, this usage is extremely high, or this credit card got a late payment. All they see is your credit history. So they're going to base off either approving you or denying you based off your credit history. So you want to make sure that when lenders pull your credit report, they don't have a reason to deny you. Not even just one usage that's being high. You want to make sure that everything in regards to this credit card usage is good. And of course, paying on time. Paying on time. That's, that goes until if you pay before the due date. Paying on time. One late payment can definitely drastically hurt your credit. So this is your credit card utilization. If you have any questions, shoot me a DM or an email or a comment below. Thank you.